That's 4 bags of this R13 thermofiber mineral wool. I figured it'd be a good idea, since I'm mixing mineral wool and fiberglass, to make sure that around the roll-up door, to avoid any condensation or moisture issues, or if it's raining really hard and leave the door open or just gets blown in, to put up the mineral wool around the roll-up door, around the windows, around the other doors. Again, that way if I accidentally leave a window open, it drips down, shouldn't be a problem. And then I should have plenty of material to fill in these other last cavities with the rest of the fiberglass. But it's kind of crazy to think I was converting the shipping container this time last year, and it was up over 100 degrees in there, and in here it's a lot nicer. So this is coming out way better. But even just putting up the Reflectix in here the other day made a big difference, so I could work in here. And now having 4 bags of R13 mineral wool in here is making a very noticeable difference already. But I thought about cheaping out and doing just foam board, either whole sheets just stapled in, or fill in the cavities in between the studs. But I got to thinking, long term, this might not always be a man cave / garage, because I could always take this roll-up door off and put in like French doors, or just completely wall it off, because we already have 2 other doors. The biggest problem with the shipping container is that you can't really store anything on the walls. So I have this one sheet on here, but if you've seen how I put up the walls, there's just a very thin piece, 1x, glued to the wall, so you can't really, it's not really a stud you can really drill into, so there's a much lower weight limit when it's in a shipping container. And then dealing with freestanding shelves eats up all my floor space in here. So the inside's only like 7.5 feet, and then you add a 2 foot shelf, then there's really no workspace in here. So if I can put a pegboard up inside my workshop over there, then that'll just help get everything off the floor in here, everything off the floor in there. We're just about there. So starting on this side here, got all the mineral wool up again around all the openings, and in between, I guess I'm gonna have to use fiberglass, because that's what I got. But I got all the rest of it around, and then forgot to take this thing off, so I think I'm gonna incorporate it and make this like a little shelf for a little nook. And same for these back little corners here. These are such odd sizes, it'd be annoying to have to cut and strip down insulation to fit in there. So I think instead I'm gonna just incorporate it, make a little book nook, one on each side here. Same with up here. And then I'm gonna take these scraps here. I don't know what, I have a whole other roll, I don't know what I'm gonna do with, but I'm gonna take all these scraps here and put them up in the loft. But yeah, I think I like the idea of plywood, pegboard, at least on this side. That way I can work in and out of the container, open the roll-up door, run in and out, grab stuff off the wall. and then run back out or whatever I'm working on. Alright, so now, a bit of a conundrum. So these cutoffs from the tops of these, I'm gonna cut these down to fit because they were the full 8 feet and these are 7-foot walls. So I had to cut a bit off, but these happen to fit pretty well up here. I just don't have a way to secure them nicely because I can't really staple them in. So I need to figure out a way to secure them up there and then see if I can work my way up across the ceiling, but I still need to get some baffling. So I still have 4 or 5 of those, and then a whole other roll which has like 11 more, which I think should be enough to do at least about half of the roof, which I think would be plenty. But I want to see if I have enough to do the ceiling on both sides, on both lofts. Do enough up around this loft and some up around this loft. That'll just help things run a little bit smoother. One. And there's the other side. I was just running it through the garage door, which was the easy way. See the lights on, got power. There, now I can see. I like that a lot, actually. So there's a ton of overhead light back here. So my desk is gonna go back here. So I have plenty of light to see with, but it's not in my eyes. It's kind of up overhead. And I can see pretty well even on this side. I wanted to go to Lowe's today and get some plywood so I can do the walls, but Mother Nature had other plans, so I switched to doing lights. So there's plenty of light up overhead. Let's go here. If I bring the car in, I can see that the car might get another one of those lights and put it up under here. So I just have the extension cords running under the container over to the pole barn. It's 2 different circuits over there. That way each plug on each side is actually on its own circuit. And now that I think about it, I should probably swap those out for GFI if they're not already. But again, it's only temporary or supplementary to the solar and battery setup that I'm gonna do eventually. Alright, so it's been long enough. There's a 10-minute wait, but these lights are motion activated too.